Hi, welcome to the PassionKnit Spinner podcast. This is episode 67. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffelt here on Ravelry and Instagram. There is a Ravelry group for this podcast. We have a lot of knit-alongs and spin-alongs going on over there, so please come and check it out. There is a blog for the podcast, but I actually haven't updated it in forever, and I think about just deleting it because I don't really give information there anyways. So yeah, I'm probably gonna delete it. But thank you for being here. Yeah, I have a lot of things to talk about today. Again, I don't know why. I feel like I get more done than I thought I would. So yeah, now let's start. What I'm wearing. I am wearing a vest today. I'm gonna stand up to show you. This is the vest. I called it Griff Rips. I designed it. I just made it up. I made the cable up while I was working on it, and yeah, I bought the yarn originally to make a Harry Potter house scarf. It's Gryffindor colors, you know, scarlet red and gold. And I think I should have done that. I should have made a scarf instead. I never wear this, and I think it's because of the yellow. The red vest itself is awesome, but the yellow just, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Is it something I can wear on a daily basis, or is it too much? But yeah, I still like it. I made it several years ago when we were still in our first flat. So at least 8 years ago. And like I said, I don't really wear it all that much. And it's a shame because I really like it. So I'm considering just getting rid of the yellow and doing black instead. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So, knitting in the past. I have 2 finished objects this week, and both of which you've seen last week. The first thing I finished was the Baby Commander jacket for my son. And like I said last week, I only used the pattern for the numbers of how many stitches to cast on, how many raglan increases, and everything about, after that I just made up. So here it is. It's finished. The yarn that I used is for the variegated is Regia Kids, and the sandy beigey brown color is Regia Softy. I found perfect buttons in my stash, which is awesome because, you know, when you don't have to buy things, it's just great to use up what you have. This, I did make a few pictures of my son wearing it, and it is still a bit big, which is perfect because I wanted him to be able to wear this in fall this year. So this is a German size 92-98, which I think translates to a 2T. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's the cardigan that I made. I did use US 4 and 6, which is a 3.5 and a 4mm needle. And here's the page in, here's the page in my knitting journal. Like I said last time, I'm showing these pages because there are other people out there who want to do knitting journals. And when I wanted to start mine, I didn't really find anything. So I'm showing you how I do it. So, Baby Commander. It's done, it's finished, it looks super cute on him, and it's really, really snuggly and warm. I think he will be nice and warm in this. So that's the first finished object. Cardigan for the kid. I'm kind of in a making things for my son mood right now because these are so quick. I started this on January 29th and I finished on February 5th. So I don't knit a sweater in that time for myself because I'm quite a bit bigger than my child. Okay, now where do I put you? I'm gonna put you here. Okay, the second finished object is the socks that I made for my husband. These are a German 45, and I have this little thing that I printed off the internet a while ago. And according to this, a 45 is a US 11, a man's 11. So these are the socks that I made for my husband. The yarn is 3U's twisted in fiber in their sassafras sock base. I have no idea what the colorway is because I lost the ball band or label thing. It's just, I can't find it. So yeah, the socks are done. I knit my husband's socks with 72 stitches on US 2s top down. And this time I made an afterthought heel. It's very wonky. It's not that wonky in real life, I promise. They do look nice. So what I managed to do, or what I did, I always do the forethought, afterthought, you know, where you put in scrap yarn that you just unpick. And I always, when I have a 3-stripe, I always put it in the middle of one stripe. So I put my scrap yarn in the middle of this purple stripe. So, you know, when you open it up, you have a half purple stripe on top and half at the bottom. And then you just wind your skein off until you have about half of the purple gone, and you attach it and knit your heel. So for this one, I had a little bit more of the purple, which ended me with this smaller heel tip. And then I did not wind off anything. I just immediately started the second one, or, you know, the other way around. I don't remember. So the heels are a little bit different, but I don't care. And my husband doesn't care either. So yeah, these are for him. And I think I only knit one pair of socks for him last year. So I have to change that because he really loves his socks. They are a Valentine's Day gift together with all the boxer shorts and something I'm going to show later. So he is a spoiled boy, like really spoiled. But as he spoils me, it's okay. Yeah, the color does not really show. The green is a acid green. When I had Christmas decorations up in my reading room where I normally sit to knit, we had some stars that were this really ugly blue light, and the green glowed in the dark. It did glow. I don't know why, but it's that acidy green. So yeah, they're done. I love them, and he will love them too, I hope. I'm gonna show my page because I want to. And you know, I started, so I'm gonna do it for everything now. So this is the page for my socks. And as you can see, maybe I cast these on at least 2 years ago. I'm not sure if I did cast them on in 2015 or even earlier. Because 3U's are out of business for a while now, which is a pity because I love their stuff. So yeah, good. Now that's it for knitting in the past. I have to have a sip of coffee. I also wanted to show, because I'm wearing my Harry Potter inspired vest, I decided to wear my Harry Potter bracelet. I'm not sure if I can get this to focus, but it says, "I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good," which, you know, together with my Teen Wolf quote bracelet that says "sarcasm is my only defense," they too sum up my personality perfect. So, knitting in the present. I have 2 things. I started something new, and this is a project bag that I bought at IKEA a few years ago, and I think they had them in the kids section or in the bath section. I'm not sure, maybe both. But I have 3 of those. The green one, a blue one, and a pink one, and they are cute, perfect little drawstring bags. And in here is the new sweater that I cast on for my son. So I have a big box of yarn that I have set aside for baby knits way before I decided to have a child. So I don't know why I did that, but I did. So in this box, I had a kit from Dancing Duck Dye Works in their waltz worsted. And it was the slow-mo kit for the pattern for a snail by Susan Claudino. And like I said, I bought the kit, and I had this Dancing Duck Dye Works yarn and the coordinating mini in this box. So it's this color. And right next to it, I had a skein of handspun from Little Monkey's Stitch and Spin. They are a match made in heaven. Don't you think? It's the perfect color match. This green is the exact same green as it in this skein of yarn. So I decided to use these together instead of using this with the yarn it should be used with together. So I do have a label for the Little Monkeys handspun. Like I said, it's handspun. And it's a self-striping because almost every handspun is. And it's 100% BFL, which is my favorite fiber. And I worked on this. I took it out. I did the calculations and I had 355 yards altogether. And then I thought about what I could knit. And I took out again the Boys Knits book by Katja Frankel. And I decided on the vest from the cover because I hope I did all my calculations correctly, because if not, I'm going to run out and that's going to be bad. So she tells you to buy 3 skeins of yarn with 130 yards each for the first 3 sizes. So you have 390 yards total for the first 3 sizes, which means you will not need the whole 390 yards for all 3 sizes because, you know, bigger size needs more yarn. So I decided to cast on for the second size because I, like I said, have 355 yards instead of 390, which should be enough to finish the second size. I hope. I really hope, because if not, I'm gonna have to find a solution how to fix it. So the second size is size 6, which I think is a 6T, which is for a 6-year-old. And that does make sense because this boy looks like he's 6 years. So I started this. I did separate fronts and back yesterday. And I still have a third of this left. So I should be okay because, you know, from now on I need less yarn because I am going to decrease this part here. You know, I did do the binding off and now I'm going to decrease even further. And it has a V-neck, which means that I'm going to decrease here a lot as well. So yeah, it will be okay. I hope. So this is how it's knitting up. It's super soft. The handspun is amazing. So if you ever want to buy handspun, go to her shop on Etsy. She's perfect for buying great handspun. Yeah, this is how far I'm in. I am using the Dancing Dog Dye Works for all the ribbing and the handspun for everything else. And I'm using a 4mm needle. That's a US 6. And I'm using the Knitter's Pride or Knit Pro Royale needles that I really like. So yeah, that is what I'm working on right now, and I hope I will not run out of yarn. If I run out of this yarn, I have to kind of do some row leg action and make 2 row legs that I spin up and hopefully will match the look of the yarn. I don't know. Let's hope it will not come to it. Good. So that's the first thing. Oh, the pattern is called Epsilon. It's by Katja Frankel in the book Boys Knits, and it's also a entry for the Use Your Books Cal that I am co-hosting with Sadie from the Yarn Word podcast. So that's the first thing I'm working on. And yeah, I'm running out of space here. The second thing I'm working on is, of course, my son's blanket. And I do have to bend down because I have everything all around me. I did knit 2 squares on this. I made this one, which is Schoppelwolle Zauberball Crazy, which is the 2-ply in I don't know which color because it was a gift from a friend. And I knit this square. I did make socks out of this. I think for myself. I'm not sure. So This is how far I am in right now. And as you can see, I am knitting this one from corner to corner. So the next square will go on top of this, and then in the gap, and in the gap, you know, like a stair. I enjoy this a lot. I am knitting this on US 3s, which are a 3.25mm needle. I bought ChiaoGoo straight bamboo needles for this because I have ChiaoGoo straights for my blanket and I love knitting with those. The only thing I kind of screwed up, my blanket is knit on 7-inch needles, which are perfect. For this one here, I thought, yeah, of course they are 9-inch long because I didn't check. And no, they are not 9-inch long, the ones I have. They are 7, but I ordered 9-inch. But as I decided to cast on more stitches for the blue blanket, it's fine. So these are the needles I am using. 9-inch straights, ChiaoGoo bamboo, because I love ChiaoGoo needles. They are amazing, and I only knit on wooden needles or every now and then on carbons, but no metal. So these are my 2 active works in progress that I'm still working on. I hope to finish the vest by next week, of course, because, you know, it's just a little bit that I have to do. And I also have some things that I want to work on. Now, I finished another pair of socks. Like, you know, these are done. So I decided to pick up another started pair and finish that one. And I decided on this one here. It's from PassioKnit, the yarn. It looks like this. And these will be for my shop for sure. I just have to decide which size I want to make because these are very dense. And I'm not sure if I can make these into a, let's say, size 40, a US 9, because I'm not sure if it will stretch enough. So I am leaning more towards doing a size 37, which is a 6.5, just to make sure that the person who will buy these will fit in them. I'm not sure why they are so dense. I just don't understand. But yeah, that's the next pair I'm going to finish because it started, it's, you know, almost at the toe already on the first sock, so why not? The other thing, I still want to start the Carrie Town sweater by Annie Lupton. I did not bring the pattern or the yarn to show. You will see it when I start it. And the next thing I want to make, as soon as my son's vest is done, I'm going to continue the knit clothing for your child spree. And I decided to knit Flax, which is a free pattern by Tin Can Knits. And I love Tin Can Knits patterns for one very, very obvious reason. Their sizing starts at newborn and ends with a adult 4XL. And I am going to do the size 4 to 6 years because I know he's only almost 2, but he will grow, and having those finished and ready to go for him is just kind of awesome. And I have these 2 skeins of yarn. They are worsted weight hand-dyed yarn by Juju Bee Creative. And it is her worsted weight yarn. It has 280 yards, 100% wool, and I think it's a superwash, non-superwash mix because of the marled effect. The colorway is Topography. I don't know. So yeah, I have these 2 skeins of yarn, and I'm going to make the Flax sweater by Tin Can Knits. And I decided for the size 4 through 6 years because I need 500 yards for it, according to pattern, and I have 560, so that should not be a problem at all. So yeah, I will make another sweater for the child and use up some older stash yarn, which makes me very happy. Now, for spinning, I have spinning. Well, I have fiber that I can show you because it is currently on my wheel. I took out a braid of fiber from, I have to open this up, from 4 Rivers Yarn and Fiber. It's a merino, and if you know me, you know that I really don't like spinning merino, but it is really nice and pretty, so I hope it will turn out okay. And I decided to do a traditional 3-ply for one reason, because it was a really braided braid, which I hate. because it takes forever to undo. So when you undo a braided fiber braid, not, you know, a chain, you end up with it folded in threes. So I just broke it off at the folds and decided to do a 3-ply because it was already planned that way. And these are the 2/3 that I'm not currently spinning, of course. And as you can see, it's orange, yellow, dark teals, some greens, a little bit of brown where it mixes. And yeah, so this is on my wheel. I'm spinning this on the Louet S45. And I'm going to do this as a fractal spun to have a maximum amount of barbell pole. I did split the first third down the middle into 2 pieces. I'm going to split the second one into 3 and the third into 4 pieces. And then I'm going to just ply them as a traditional 3-ply. And it will be for my shop for sure, because I do like it, but I have so much handspun in my stash already that I'm not using that it's gonna go in the shop. Good. Now, new stuff. I have a ton of new stuff, and it's kind of weird because I did not order or buy in person any yarn or fabric or fiber in the whole month of January. So everything that I have to show is either it's things that I bought before or that I got gifted, or they're not yarn or fiber. So let's start with the non-yarn and fiber stuff. I ordered the capsule book, and I talked about it before because I really want to make all the things in here. I'm a huge fan of Michelle Wong because I love cables. I love them so much. My brain doesn't want to knit cables right now because of the baby who is like exhausting me. But I love cables and I really want to get back into knitting cables. So I got this book. I got the book and ebook version. And I received the actual book. And it came, I'm not sure if I have it here. Yes, I do. It came with a little sample skein of the Brooklyn Tweed Arbor yarn. I have no idea what to do with. Maybe I will use it for some kind of toy. I also bought an older book, like a really older book. It's been published in 2002. It's by Ann Butt, the Knitter's Handybook of Patterns. I do have her Knitter's Handybook of Top-Down Sweaters, and it's amazing. So I decided to get this one because it has everything apart from sweaters. No, there is sweaters in here, but it also has gloves, mittens, hats, and socks. So if you do not know how these books work, let's see. For the first thing in here, it says mittens. And what it does, it is a bunch of tables, spreadsheets, I don't know the word, tabellen. And you look for your gauge, so you have to do a gauge swatch or just trust the ball band. And you look for your gauge, you look for the size that you want, and then you just read the column that you need, and it gives you a basic pattern for knitting these things. So I wanted to have this for a while, and I finally got it. I also received the newest issue of Pom Pom Quarterly. I am subscribing to this. It's the only knitting magazine I am currently subscribing to. And it is an amazing magazine. And there is, of course, something in here that I want to knit. And I did not mark it because that would have been too easy. There is a crochet sweater in here, and I do not crochet. So the sweater that I really like is called Isumi. It's by Natalie Sellers. And I'm going to show you some more pictures. So this is the sweater. I think it's very beautiful. It has the patterning as an accent, and it's just not overpowering. So I really like it. I like Pom Pom Quarterly. It's an amazing magazine. So if you are looking for a knitting magazine, this is perfect. Now, I did get, I'm going to show the yarn next. Like I said, I have to bend a little bit. For Christmas, my husband got me the Irish Yarn Club, the full club, you know, the yarn and pattern. The patterns are all designed by Carol Feller, who is amazing. Again, cables. And as I love everything Ireland, you know, it's the perfect club for me. So I will receive 3 skeins of yarn in the end with 3 according patterns. And I received the first one in the mail. So I hope you have yours already, because I'm just going to show it. This yarn has been dyed by Townhouse Yarns. They are all of the dyers are based in Ireland. This yarn is also spun in Ireland. It's soft Donegal, which I have a sweater quantity somewhere back there. In the colorway Quixotic. Yeah. And it is not a rust. I wouldn't say it's rustic, but it's not super soft. It's gorgeous. I love the colors, and the pattern that comes with it is a cabled hat that I'm gonna make. So yeah, that's the first installment of the Irish Yarn Club 2017, and it's beautiful. And then my friend Sandra, she's a dyer, and not for sale dyer, you know, not with a shop. She dyes for herself and for friends. And when I asked about blue yarn for my scrap blanket, I said, you know, if you have blue scraps, just give them to me because I can use them. And she said, yeah, I don't have really scraps, but I have 2 skeins of yarn that I dyed that I don't really need, so you can have them. And she gave them to me. So the first one is this one. And this is a sock yarn. And I decided to knit a pair of socks for my husband out of this first and use the leftovers for the blanket, because it's beautiful. And the other skein of yarn is a DK weight. And I think I'm going to make a vest sweater. No, I thought about doing a sweater, and then I talked to my husband and we decided I'm going to make a hat, mittens, and scarf, cowl, whatever thing around your neck for Tim out of this. Because as it's DK weight, I cannot use it for my scrap blanket. But yeah, I got these 2 skeins of yarn from my friend. She's the same person who dyed my favorites yarn for January, if you saw my video that I uploaded, I think, yesterday. So that's the yarn, and I have one more thing to show, and it is amazing. I ordered this last year in spring, and I had to wait for it until a week ago. It came a week ago because there's a mile-long wait list, and it is this thing here. It's a ball winder. Let me put this over here. It is a handmade yarn winder by a company or a person called Ulle, I think. I have no idea. And he's in Estonia. So this is my new, wonderful, beautiful handmade ball winder. And as you can see, it's just so easy. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. And it's handmade. And I love supporting handmade. Definitely worth the wait. I did wind the 2 skeins that I'm using for my son's vest at the moment, and it's just winding heaven. So yeah, my new ball winder. And it has, this is, you know, the where you put your yarn through so it will feed on where it should, and you can have that wherever you need it. So you just put that thing in to hold it in place and it will stay. It also has 2 little holes on the side to attach it to your table, and it has the attachment thingy with it. So you can decide if you want to wind with your left hand or if you want to do it with your right hand. It's amazing. I am so happy that I ordered this. So that's the last thing that I received in the mail, and it makes me very happy because my old ball winder died and I had to use my mom's, and now I was able to give it back to her before that one died, so that makes me happy. Okay, I do not have an indie of the week because I did not use indie yarn from European-based indies. For reading, listening, watching, I finished 2 books. I was reading actual books. Well, not actual. I was reading ebooks, but still, I'm reading. And it's so great. I finished last time. I talked about finishing the Hollywood Headlines book by Gemma Halliday. And I really didn't like it because the main protagonist was such a bitch. And then I decided to give Gemma Halliday another shot because I do have the whole series of the High Heels series on my ebook reader. And yeah, long story short, I started that series and I read the first 2 books within 4 days. It's not highly intelligent literature, you know. It's, I think Goodreads says it's chick lit. Romance, crime novels, things. Something like that. Super easy, you know, under 300 pages each, so they're just fast and easy to read and you don't really have to think of anything. So I enjoyed those. I already started the 3rd one, so I'm not sure when I will finish it, but I will finish it hopefully soon because, like I said, there are 6 books in the series and I have all 6 of them. And I want to finish them. Also, as I finish these 2 books, I am at 3 books read this year, which, you know, for most is not a whole lot, but it's exactly the same amount of books that I read at the whole of last year. So I'm happy with it. I have set my goal to on Goodreads to at 12 books, so 1 a month. And yeah, I hopefully will be able to manage that this year. Now, sewing. I have sewing. Oh, and I have a squeaky chair. I'm sorry. The first thing I made for myself is a pair of underpants, panties, undergarments, whatever. I wanted to try sewing those for myself because, you know, I made the boxer shorts for my husband and he loves them and I want to have nice underwear for myself. And I know this one is probably not really nice because it's very clashy for color-wise, but these are the underpants. They look gigantic, but they do fit great. So I'm not sure if I have such a fat ass or if it's just the fabric, but I don't care. So these are the panties that I made. I am going to try out different patterns. They come out of the washer and dryer, so that's why they look so crinkly. Yeah, I'm going to try out different patterns because I'm not a big fan of how low these sit. You know, I want them to be a bit higher. And I'm just going to try out different patterns because I have a full book of things and I'm going to use that book. So what I did on this one for the first time was sewing on this picot elastic. And I did sew everything with the serger except for the top stitching of the elastic. I did that with my normal sewing machine and a normal zigzag stitch. And it's super easy to make, like really super easy. But it did take me forever because, you know, it's the first time. First time doing stuff always takes forever. The pattern is out of this book. It's called Schöne Wäsche nähen. It's a German author, so I don't think that there will be an English version of this. But if you are German, or if you speak German, you should give this a go if you want to try sewing underwear. And as you can see, I have marked quite a bit of things that I want to make in here. And the pattern that I did make is called Matilda, I think. Na, lass dich jetzt umblättern, du. Yes. So, this is the pattern that I used. It's called Matilda. And as you can see in the picture, they do look like they go up higher. So, I'm not sure what I did there. But in this book are so many things that I want to try. And you will see me make more underwear because, you know, kind of need underwear every day. So, why not make it yourself? And then, my new obsession. If you follow me on Instagram, you're probably already sick of seeing these things, but I am not sick of making them, so there will be more. I started making rope bowls. I wanted to try this for at least a year. Every now and then they pop up on Instagram in my feed with different people. Oh, And yeah, like I said, I wanted to make these forever. So I just finally bought some rope and I made some. I did use a tutorial on a German blog, but if you Google rope bowl tutorial, you will find stuff because these are so easy to make. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So the first one I made is this one here. And this has, in my opinion, the perfect yarn bowl size. I'm going to show you with a started pair of socks in it. I think this is the perfect yarn bowl size to have, you know, on your coffee table. So you just have your knitting handy all the time. So this, like I said, was the first one I made. I used fabric scraps to wrap the rope to have this effect. And this one will go in my shop. The first yarn bowl. It will be a trial. If it sells, I'm going to make more for the shop. If not, I'm not going to make more because why make stuff for the shop when no one wants it? So that's the first one. Then I showed it to my husband and he said, wow, can you make it, you know, like an elongated thingy? And I said, yeah, I think I saw something how to do it. And he said, yeah, because I really think that would be great for pencils on, you know, your desk. So I sat down and tried it out. I used a different rope, as you can see. This one is white and smooth, and this one is not smooth at all. So I made this one for my husband, and I used black, dark blue, and dark green fabric. And I made it for pencils, but he said he wants to use it on his nightstand for putting his glasses in so they are secure. And I think that's a great use for this because it has the perfect size. I did put a picture on Instagram with my glasses in and they fit in easily. My husband's are a bit bigger, but still they fit in easily. And you could also put in your earrings and your necklace and stuff and put this on your nightstand and have just everything you need in here. So I'm not sure if I should make some of those as well for the shop, just for, you know, you could also have it as a knitting notions thingy that would fit DPNs, crochet hooks, pencils, scissors, all of the things you need on a daily basis when you're a knitter could be in here and on your coffee table next to your yarn bowl. So yeah, that's for my husband. It's another not Christmas, Valentine's Day gift. So then I made this one yesterday. It's a, you know, more like a plate than a bowl. This is for a colleague of mine. It was her birthday last week and I couldn't go to her birthday party. So I decided to visit her this week and I made this for her. And I really hope she likes it. And as you can see here, the rope was not super white in this part, but I don't really care. I think it's still beautiful. This bowl here used the exact same amount of rope as this one. So you can see changing the base, the size of the base really does change everything. So yeah, this is a gift. I will give this away tomorrow. So I'm happy that I can show it to you. And I used all teal and turquoise fabric because that's her favorite color. And then I made one for myself and that is gigantic. Can you see this? It almost is as big as sombrero. Yeah, I'm weird, sorry. So this is mine. I used the rustic rope for this one. It's another plate-like thing. And it will stay in here, I think, in my craft room, or it will go upstairs in the reading room and hold some sock knitting, I think, because it's really nice and big. So yeah, my new obsession, making rope bowls. And like I said, I'm gonna put one up in the shop and wait for some feedback. And then I might have more in the shop as yarn bowls, or just, you know, it could have these plates in there or these small notions keeper bowls. I don't know yet. Let me know what you think. So I made 4 yarn rope bowls, and I'm in love with this. It's so much fun, and it's such an easy thing to do. You do have to take a little bit of, you know, care of what you do, but so much fun. Now, this one goes over here. These go back down here. Awesome. That's it for sewing. I don't have cross stitch, of course. For everything else, there are a lot of knit-alongs going on in the group. We have the User Books Cal that I am co-hosting with Sadie from the Yarn About podcast. We have the User Handspun, which you can put in whatever you make out of your handspun. And we have the Spin Along, where, you know, you post your handspun. So these 3 things are going on. I have been contacted by all 3 winners from last week's drawing, and all the prizes will go out tomorrow. So they will be at your house, hopefully very soon. And there's also the Combo Spin Sal Cal that I am co-hosting with Debbie, who's Doodler01 on Ravelry and Instagram. And she did write the article in Spinoff about my way of combining single braids for sweater quantities. And we are having a combo spin along and knit along in my group and the Spinoff group. And it's kind of crazy, but awesome. There are so many people joining in, and it's such a wonderful thing to see all these combinations that are popping up, and I love everything. I would love to have all of the yarns, but I can't, so oh well. I am also working on a combo spin. You know, I have not shown in forever, and I of course started it in December or November, but I'm not eligible. I cannot win in my own group, so I'm not in a hurry. I also started knitting a sweater out of a combo spin that I have not worked on in weeks, but I hope to finish that one as well. So yeah, combo spin Sal Cal, tons of fun. Comment over and join. And then the last thing I want to talk about today, yesterday, I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I know to most podcasters that's like, but for me, it's a big number because I'm not one of the big podcasts. And it's just a fact. It's not like, I'm not one of those. No, I'm not, and it's fine. I have my happy place here, and I'm happy to share it with so many people. And I was happy to share it with 25 people, you know. And now I am sharing it with 1,000 people, which is kind of crazy. Having 1,000 people want to watch me talk to myself about knitting. But it's perfect and it's awesome. And I thank you so much for coming over and joining me and my little podcast. And it's always such a nice thing to receive comments on YouTube or PMs on Ravelry or comments on Instagram. It makes me really happy, and I'm just thankful. So yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and watching my podcast. Good. That's it. I think that's it. I do not have my lovely cat here. If you watch yesterday's video, you will see a lot of Gizmo. So if you want to see my cat, go and watch the January favorites video because he's in it a lot. And yeah, I'm rambling. I'm gonna stop. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Enjoy everything you do. Bye.